Before talking about the analytical intelligence, let's first talk about what challenges heterogeneous computing has, and then we can see what information we can provide to address these issues. In hardware, you need a high bandwidth and low latency interconnect for data transfer, a suitable protocol to manage the system and device memory, and GPU resource provisioning and optimization for all the workloads. In software, the key challenges are coding productivity, scalability as GPU increases, and code portability in different heterogeneous environments. And to tackle these challenges, you need some analytical intelligence to help you. This is the GPU utilization rate of the GPU. The x-axis represents the time measured, while the y-axis represents the utilization rate. You can select the time period 1, 12, 24 or 72 hours to check the performance history. And if you want an in-depth analysis with more data, you can download the 72-hour utilization rate report in Excel to do the offline analysis. With the utilization analysis, you will know how better to use the resources. This shows the performance of every PCIe slot. You can easily get an overview of the performance without checking every single host or device. The x-axis represents the time measured, and the y-axis represents the performance in megabytes per second. You can check the performance chart of any specific slot at any time by selecting different variables. You can select the drawer, time period, ingress and egress, or PCIe slot number. Again, you can always download the performance report for further analysis. By analysing the GPU utilization and PCIe slot performance at specific times, you can easily figure out if this GPU computing is compute-bound or I/O-bound. Using this information, you can find a solution to solve the issue by either architecture or software coding. This analysis will significantly increase the productivity for AI programmers and rendering artists. For IT administrators, they can easily get the analysis report of GPU utilization and re-provision the GPUs as needed to drive up efficiency. Of course, you can also get other PCIe devices utilization by analysing the PCIe throughput. Please be reminded that this analysis information is from PCIe out of band. Analytics information can be retrieved without accessing the servers. This helps ease the data security concern, and H3 platform makes this analytics information available to anyone who is being granted the access rights. You can also check temperature information of each drawer and GPU. The power consumption is also shown here, as you can see the total usage, 5-volt usage and 12-volt usage. In addition, there's fan speed information. With this information, you can predict the component failure and replace the components even before the failure happens. As a wrap-up, let's have a quick overview of how our composable GPU solution addresses these challenges. Falcon 4016 is a PCIe Gen 4 based solution which provides 31.5 gigabytes per second data rate with sub-microsecond latency. With the capability of GPU composability, analytics information of GPU utilization rate, PCIe throughput, etc., you can precisely provision the right size GPU for your dynamically changing workloads and optimize the utilization. From a software engineering perspective, you can check the utilization of all GPUs to determine whether your code has fully leveraged all GPU parallel computing power. Or you can check whether your code can scale as the GPU requirements increase by assigning more GPUs. In most development or operation use cases, rendering and AI programmers use the same server and fight for the same resources. When GPUs can be dynamically provisioned to the server as workload requires, it helps save AI programmers and rendering artists a lot of time by moving codes or artwork back and forth dynamically. To put it simply, with the analytics information such as GPU utilization, PCIe performance, and the health status of the chassis, you will be able to build your workflow and respond to your workload more precisely, more efficiently, and more repeatably.